Each of these very important questions will be answered in this training session. To begin, we recommend that you view this program in the sequence outlined on the disc jacket. Throughout this training disc, you will be instructed in how to recognize and respond to program prompts, also called decision points. Please take your time, which is one of the primary benefits of video disc training. By the end of this training session, you will be able to operate the remote control unit, use the remote control unit to interact with typical video disc training programs, and recognize acceptable standards of equipment care and safety. Welcome to the world of video disc training. Videodisc is a training tool designed to support the classroom phase of instruction. As with any tool, it can be abused and its value lost when used for the wrong purpose. Let's look in on a situation that dramatically illustrates how not to use video training.
Bonnie, I'm not going to have time to train you at the prep station today. It's just too late and we're very busy up front. What I want you to do is look at this video, learn whatever you can, and then go practice with Mark. Catch me later in the shift if you have any questions, but I don't think you will. This disc is supposed to cover almost everything.
What we illustrated in the preceding segment is very important. Video programs are designed to enhance and supplement classroom training, to standardize training delivery, and to better prepare the employee for trainer-led OJT. Video training will never be a substitute for on-the-job training. Interactive simply means that you have control over the material being presented. By using the remote control, you can select the order of the material, stop the presentation, replay certain portions in normal speed and in slow motion, experience structured reviews, and respond to exercises. Later, we'll explain more about the interactive capabilities of video disc training. Trainers should preview video programs prior to a training session. Recommended training guidelines are printed on the disc jackets. These guidelines are designed to assist trainers in preparing for employee training sessions. By design, some of the video disc programs you receive will require less interaction than others. Much like a standard training film, these programs are intended for linear or beginning-to-end viewing. This completes main menu topic number 1. Our program's main menu will now be displayed on the TV screen. When it appears, select topic number 2. What you've just done is interact with this video program. Viewers interact by selecting keys on the remote control to respond to decision points in the presentation. A decision point is any point in the program where you must enter information on the remote control in order to continue. The most frequently used keys will be the blue number keys, 1 through 9. The blue 0 key will be addressed later in this program. The gray keys are special function keys and include stop, clear, run index, scan, forward and reverse, slow, forward and reverse, and step, forward and reverse keys. The blue play key, also a special function key, will be addressed later in the program. Special function keys are used to interact with portions of a program or to help viewers locate specific points in a program. During the next portion of this training session, you will be shown typical video disc decision points. Go ahead and interact with the program when instructed to do so. Structured reviews are built into most interactive video presentations. In the next portion of our program, we will present 2 common review types: timed still review and step review. What you are now viewing is a typical motion sequence. These are often used to illustrate a procedure or situation. If you wanted to temporarily stop the program, perhaps to answer a phone call or take a few notes, you could do so by pressing the stop key. This would freeze the action until you were ready to resume. When you were ready to continue the program, you would press the play key. Let's repeat this last motion sequence so that you can practice using the stop and play keys. Using the scan special function keys causes the program to jump forward or in reverse during a motion sequence. A motion sequence is defined as any moving portion of a program or whenever you can hear sound. If you were viewing a motion sequence and were interrupted, you could press the scan reverse key. The program would then jump backward 10 seconds and begin to play. You can go back to the beginning of a motion sequence by continuing to press scan reverse each time the motion sequence begins to play. Remember, this key can only be used while viewing a motion sequence. The slow special function keys allow the viewer to replay certain motion sequences in slow motion. A decision point will follow these motion sequences. This prompt will ask whether or not you wish to replay the previous motion sequence in slow motion. If the answer is yes, press either slow key, forward or reverse, and the motion sequence will be repeated in slow motion. Remember, not all motion sequences permit the use of the slow special function keys.
Hello. In this portion of our program, you'll have the opportunity to practice using the slow special function key. The slow special function key can be very helpful when shown a procedure which contains rapid movement. Once you view the procedure at normal speed, a decision point will indicate whether you have the option of viewing the procedure in slow motion. When prompted to do so, practice using the slow key after viewing the next motion sequence. Keep in mind, the audio portion of the program will not be heard during slow motion playback.
With the tomato slicer firmly resting on a solid surface, move the pusher handle to the open position. Place the tomato upside down between the pusher head and the blades. Grasp the pusher handle with one hand, placing your other hand on the stationary handle to steady the slicer. With a quick, steady motion, push the handle to force the tomato through the slicer. Continue this procedure until all cored tomatoes are sliced.
After the previous motion sequence, you are presented with a decision point, which prompted you to use the slow key. Normally, you would be provided with other options, such as continuing the program, but we wanted you to practice using the slow key. The next portion of our program will discuss the clear and run index keys.
While viewing a video disc training program, if you are requested to enter a selection and you accidentally enter an incorrect selection, simply press the clear key, then the run index key. You will be returned to the last decision point in the program, the place where you entered the incorrect selection. Whenever a display like this appears on the TV, you have accidentally pressed the clear key and one or more number keys. Remove display by again pressing clear key, then the run index key. The final special function key you may wish to use during a training program is the blue 0 key. Pressing the 0 key will return you to the program main menu at any time except when you are viewing a motion sequence in slow motion. In this case, you must wait for the completion of the slow motion playback before pressing the 0 key. Now, let's check your understanding of special function keys. Pressing the stop key while viewing a motion sequence will stop playback and freeze the motion sequence. Pressing the play key will resume playback of the program. Pressing the scan reverse key while viewing a motion sequence will cause the program to back up 10 seconds, then begin to play. You can go all the way back to the beginning of a motion sequence by pressing the scan reverse each time the program begins to play. Viewers must be prompted as to when the slow motion keys can be used. Remember, not all motion sequences will permit slow motion playback. Two common review techniques used in video disc training are timed still and step review.
If you were viewing a training program and accidentally entered an incorrect selection, what two keys should be pressed to return you to the last decision point?
Press clear key, then run index key to return to the last decision point. You may press the 0 key to return to the program's main menu, except while viewing a slow motion sequence. If viewing slow motion, you must wait for slow motion playback to finish before pressing the 0 key.
Our disc training system, the remote control, disc player, and TV receiver are designed to provide years of dependable service. Right, Bill?
That's correct, Nan. And we can all help to ensure this by following a few basic guidelines, which will now be illustrated.
Never set equipment up near water or handle equipment with wet hands. Water can damage equipment, and water coupled with electricity can kill you. Never place any objects, especially liquids, on top of the equipment. Just one accident can ruin your disc training system. Always cover the system components with protective covers when not in use. Try not to touch the flat surface of the video disc. Discs are rugged, but oil from your skin can cause dirt to accumulate and stick to the surface. Hold the disc by the edges whenever handling it. Always put the disc in its sleeve and jacket when not in use. Discs can be stored either flat or on edge. If stored flat, no more than 5 discs should be stacked. If stored on edge, be sure they are fully upright. Storing discs correctly will help prevent disc warping. Never scrub or use abrasive cleansers on a disc. If there is an accidental spill of material on a disc, first try gently wiping the disc with a clean cloth towel. If the spot or stain remains, gently wipe the disc with a clean cloth towel that has been soaked in warm water and squeezed dry. Be careful not to get the disc label wet. When you are finished, be sure the disc is thoroughly dry before playing it. Now, let's check your understanding of these equipment care and safety precautions.
The following motion sequences contain mistakes. Watch each sequence and jot down the mistakes you observe and what you would do to correct the situation. Following these equipment care and safety guidelines will really help all of us in the long run. It's also a good idea for all managers to review the safety instructions contained in this operating handbook. Nan?
We're really looking forward to video disc training as a means of enhancing and standardizing our classroom presentations.
And providing management with additional time for on-the-job training.
And that will really improve performance.